Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into a pick a card reading where we're going to be analyzing your situation in particular and helping you answer the question of yes or no. Kind of as like a should you do this, should you not do this is how I'm feeling. So really the way that I was envisioning this video going for people is that it really doesn't necessarily apply to any one particular topic. So this could be helpful if you're looking to get a yes or no answer for maybe a financial situation or a romantic situation, any kind of relationship situation or issue. Maybe if you're looking to move somewhere, it's like something to help you make a decision, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at today with these three groups. So group number one features this green sea glass. Group number two, this quartz point. And group number three is the green rough cut calcite. Now, if you are a patron, you will get access to a fourth group. So I have here a fourth group represented with this rough cut quartz stone that I found outside just hanging out. So like I said, this is going to help you answer a specific scenario within your life. So there is a likely very good chance that multiple groups are going to be applying to you and your situation. So what I would like for you to do is just think about what your predicament is, what it is that you need help getting a yes or no answer for, and use your intuition to help you pick the right groups for you. Now, for some people, it's going to depend on what your intuitive strengths are. For some people, it might be something, speaking out to them auditorily or visually. Utilize your senses that are like the easiest for you to pick up intuitive feelings with. And that is going to be what will help you answer your particular question. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and move this group aside, representing the fourth group for my patrons. And I will give you a few minutes to make your decision. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in first with group number one. So for those of you that picked group number one, you picked the green sea glass. I'm just making sure all my cards are sufficiently out of the way. Out of sight. Okay, there we go. So for those of you that picked group number one, you picked this green sea glass stone. So let's go ahead and dive into these cards and see if they can help us answer whether or not you should move forward with this particular situation, this thing that you're having to make a decision on. So we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Magician reversed. We have the Page of Pentacles also reversed. Then we have the Knight of Michael, strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Sudden changes. Then we have the Knight of Ariel, trustworthy, understanding, devoted, and funny. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. And for the last Archangel Tarot card, we have the Seven of Michael. There is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all of the details. Then with the Psychic Oracle, we have spiritual strength. We have new beginnings, and then we have sacrifice. Okay, so very, very interesting, because at first I felt like it was saying, yes, move forward with whatever it is that you're, thinking about. But now, as we've uncovered more of the cards, it's that, yes, they want you to take action on your situation. However, it's your current method, your current plan that you're thinking about isn't going to be what will benefit you the most at this time. It does feel like it might be related to some form of financial situation, because we do have here 2 Pentacles cards. We have the 2 of Pentacles as well as the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles, just to start out with that, Pentacles in general usually represents the element of earth. So this is referring to anything having to do with finances, having to do with career-related situations, having to do with any material possessions, anything physical in this world, right? And so the 2 of Pentacles in particular normally is discussing work-life balance. It's about practicing balance in general. Sometimes for people it can represent like being overwhelmed, or maybe the scales are tipped in a specific direction. Whereas the Page of Pentacles is talking about some kind of incoming message, maybe as a new job opportunity. So I feel like what might be something for you that you might be considering, group number 1, is whether or not to stay with the particular job that you're currently working at, or if you should take on the job offer, or even like start looking for other jobs. I feel like this is a no to this particular job for a couple of reasons. For the first reason, we have here the Magician reversed. And now the Magician upright usually represents like an epiphany moment, an aha moment, something that really allows you to visualize what it is that you're looking to achieve. The Magician usually represents the Gemini zodiac. So any air sign is very good at practicing visualization, practicing activities like within their head, cognitively speaking. They're very, very good at that. Specifically, Geminis in particular are people who are very good at manifesting in general, right? So if anything, what's probably going on here is that you are trying to manifest the right career opportunity for you. And you're on the right track, really, is what I'm picking up. It's just there's a little bit further to go. I think that the biggest issue that you're coming across is that it's also not really feeling like super specific just yet. And that brings me to the second reason why I feel like this particular job opportunity is not right for you. And that is because here with the 7 of Michael. So I will reread it. It says, there is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all the details. So this could even be you like considering branching off on your own, maybe starting your own business, as in like leaving some kind of permanent, secure situation in which you do have job security. Or maybe looking at some kind of a job or position in which you're not working as with as many people as much or as often. So that's something to consider. But those are like the 2 main cards that are really telling me that this particular route is not the right one for you. But it doesn't mean that you're not meant to take on a new chapter or a new beginning in general. You are. It's just this is not the right one for you. Again, we do have here new beginnings. So this is clearly stating to me that there is a new chapter headed your way. There is a new opportunity that's going to be opened up to you. But I think there's going to need to be a little bit more time. And also some things sacrificed as a result. Because we do have here the card that represents sacrifice, right? So this for me is talking about... my head just went in a few different directions. I felt like for some of you, it's about how this current job is making you sacrifice a lot of your own personal health, which is why we're seeing the 2 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is something in particular for you, group number 1, that you're struggling with is feeling like there is that lack of work-life balance, feeling like you're spending way too much time in your job and not really enough time enjoying the work that you're doing, finding passion in the work that you're doing. And but I feel like that's been the major blessing for you, is that you've been able to learn this lesson of you know, it is important for me to have a job that I do actually care about and I do actually want meaning in my position. And I think that that's what's given you this opportunity for the spiritual strength card, which is talking about like getting a lot of opportunity in that sense, right? So this is kind of where I'm cracking up right now, because we have two knights. Now, knights in tarot usually represent like taking action on something. And if we're talking about the Royals cards, the pages in the Royals cards normally represent someone coming in, someone giving you a message, someone giving you some kind of insight or inspiration, right? And the knights are usually the card or energy that takes that incoming message and does something with it, takes some kind of action on it. And the Knight of Michael, or otherwise known as the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Ariel, otherwise known as the Knight of Pentacles, have literally like the two most opposite meanings from one another, okay? So starting off with the Knight of Michael, it says, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. And then the Knight of Ariel says, there is so much to accomplish, make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. So I'm thinking this is hilarious, right? Because it's talking about quick action, quick decision making, and then it's talking about slowing down and making a plan, which is very juxtapositioning to me. So the way that I would interpret this is almost to say like, yes, making the decision of going in a specific route, no, not in the particular job that you were looking at. And I think that that's the decision, is you've made the decision on what it is that you want. And once you get that like aha moment and you actually start to get that visualization of what it is that you want, that's when the plan comes into place. And so then that's when you're able to really start taking steps working towards that thing. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. But in general, it sounds like you're weighing your options on like job opportunities, and the current job that you're in right now is not satisfying. Yes, it's, you know, giving you work, and yes, there's job security, but you're just not happy in it. And there is a job opportunity that's been given your way, but it's not the right one for you. So overall, the answer is no, or almost I do want to say for you, group number one, is like not yet. So, okay, so let's go ahead and take some other decks here. I just feel like I feel like shuffling and seeing what comes through. So I'm going to use this deck here. It's the Rebel Oracle deck, and you got a few. I'm going to go with these two. Okay, so the first one we have is Detox. And it says, drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Then we have, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. Love that. And it says, go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. So almost as if this is saying like, take some time. It's more so tying into, again, like the need to make the plan. So no, turn down this offer. Take the time to make a more detailed plan. Really envision yourself in like what it is that you want to see in your future job. Something that it's reminding me of right now, I was just listening to this audiobook the other day. It's called Unleash the Power Within, and it's by Tony Robbins. And what it is he has taken live recordings from one of his seminars that he does, and he essentially put it into this audiobook so that everybody can listen to it now, because his live shows have been canceled due to the pandemic. And I loved it because I've been to one of his live shows before, but I've never, but the live show that I went to, he was not feeling well. So he only did 2 out of the 4 days of presenting or of speaking. And so it was really cool to listen to the parts where I didn't get to listen to him in particular speak. He had a friend of his do the speaking for him those days. And I got to hear the same messages, but in his own wording. And now I'm already blanking on what it was that I was getting at. I was talking about making the plan so that it's the right one for you. And so what he was saying in there was, you're not going to understand, like, you're not going to be able to get control over your life, so to say, or like get a handle on your life until you have a clear picture of what it is that you want. That's what it was. And for some people, when it comes to their jobs, like, he'll ask people, like, what kind of job do you want? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? What do you want in a job? And sometimes people will say, well, I don't know what kind of job I want. I don't know what my dream job is. And he says, okay, that's fine. Tell me all the things that you hate about your current job. And once you actually like sit down and make a list of all of those things that you do hate, he says the opposite of all of those things are what you truly want. So for example, if maybe you don't like the work atmosphere, maybe you're working in a cubicle too much, you're constantly sitting at your desk, you feel like you're not able to like stand up and walk around, you're inside all the time, constantly like staring at a computer screen, it feels like you're not doing anything with your daily life other than just like staring at numbers or spreadsheets or what have you, those kinds of things. So then maybe a job that would be really amazing for you would be something that creates more connectivity, gets you around other people, other like-minded people, gets you outside, moving, gets you away from a computer screen, not necessarily like 100%, but when you're at the computer, it's like with specific intention. You're not just there doing mindless work. It's very intention-driven, it's very purposeful, the actions that you're taking, and it allows you to make a difference, okay? So let's go ahead and finish with a few tea leaf oracle cards, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this reading. So we do have here 3 that wanted to come through. So the first 2 we have here is Tower. Solid foundation, success with effort. Then we have the month of October. So you could be seeing some kind of transition within your career at that time. And here we have again, Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So obviously there is an opportunity coming your way. The most important thing is about taking the foundation of what you already know that you do and don't like about your current job and just taking it to the next level. And you're going to be able to see a lot of success within the next career ahead of you. So thank you so much, group number 1, for joining me in today's session. I really do hope that you were able to enjoy this reading and get some really good insight out of it. Please let me know your thoughts. I always love to hear in the comments section what groups everybody picked and how it made you feel, what resonated with you the most. And yes, and if you do feel called to join me on my Patreon channel, I do have the group number 4, so there could be potentially some really good information in there for you as well if you do feel called to join me, or if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to leave me a tip, I have all of the information for that, as well as how to join me for a private reading located in the description box below. So light and love to you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me in today's session. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, hello, group number 2. Welcome. Welcome to your private reading today, where we are going to be exploring yes or no to whatever your situation is, helping you answer that question. You have picked today the Quartz Point. So let's go ahead and unpackage these cards and see if we can figure out what situation you're dealing with. So we have the Hanged Man. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And then we also have the 8 of Cups. Next, we have the Moon, Archangel Haniel, the opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. Next, we have the Page of Raphael, gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. Okay. The Lovers, Archangel Raphael, make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. Then we have here fulfillment of wishes. We have transformation. And finally, we have prosperity begins. Okay, so clearly here, right off the bat, I definitely got romantic vibes. I do feel like for group number 2, you guys, this is regarding a situation related to a romantic partner, I do believe. Because, you know, not only do we have the 8 of Cups here, but we also have Page of Raphael, which is also known as the Page of Cups in regular tarot, as well as the Lovers. So I feel like for you, group number 2, the question that you were wanting to ask was, should I stay or should I go? And I feel like it's, what it is in particular is, for now, you need to go. But it doesn't mean that this is going to be a forever thing, a forever situation. What it is it's you claiming respect for yourself, kind of like reclaiming that power, and then allowing them back into your life once the two of you have found the alignment, is the word that keeps coming into my head, that the two of you need to find on your own. So yes, you should leave. Now let me go ahead and explain what I'm seeing here and what I'm really feeling right now. So first of all, the things that grabbed the most of my attention, like I said, was the 8 of Cups. And this card in particular talks about walking away from an emotional situation. In tarot, the cups represents the element of water. So this is talking about anything related to emotions, to romantic feelings, relationships, but also psychic abilities, psychic connections, intuitive feelings in general, right? So this is a major connection that the two of you have. And definitely this is a twin flame soulmate relationship, because we do have the Lovers coming through here. And that usually represents that type of relationship. But the biggest thing, and also that it's a new relationship, or I feel like it's kind of like it's getting started, or it's kind of getting started. What I really feel like for you is that the two of you have been having this really amazing honeymoon phase, and that things have been going really well. But something is going on where it's not that the two of you aren't clicking, because I do feel like there's that definite deep romantic connection. But what I really am picking up for the two of you is that there's an acknowledgement of this connection, but it's not the right time. It's not the appropriate time for you to continue to remain in the relationship. And the reason why I feel that is mostly here with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, as well as the Hanged Man. So starting off with the Wheel of Fortune, this is a card that talks a lot about like karmic cycles. And when we see it in the upright, this is usually a really good omen. It means like good luck, good fortune, all things going your way. Seeing it in the reverse doesn't necessarily mean like bad luck or anything like that. For me, what it tells me is that there's still lessons that need to be learned. There are still karmic cycles that the two of you are both going through that I don't believe the two of you are going to be able to recognize and grow from, evolve from on your own, which is evidenced here with the 8 of Cups, which again is talking about like walking away from something that's not serving you. The Hanged Man, this card talks a lot about like trying to see the world through another person's perspective. I feel like that's a big thing for the two of you. I do feel like both of you are very young. I feel like both of you are in this relationship like pretty early. I really honestly get the impression that those of you that have picked group number 2, either you have a very young and innocent soul, or quite literally you are young. Like I'm thinking like teenage to even mid to early 20s. I feel like for those of you that are watching this video right now. And I just think that there's so much more that you have to learn that will allow you to have an even better relationship in the future. That brings me over to the moon, right? So let's reread this again. It says, the opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. That's what this is saying for me, is that there's so much more that you have to learn out there in the world. There's so much more that you get to experience. I also feel like the moon card is something that represents a lot of maturity, because the moon represents the Piscean zodiac sign, which is known as like the oldest or the most, it's known as like the grandparent of the zodiac, whereas like Aries is known as like the child, the infant of the zodiac. And so for me, the moon really represents like age, maturity, experience, life lessons. Like there's so much that can be gained with wisdom that I feel like the two of you just have not experienced yet. And that when you're ready, the two of you will come back to one another when the time is right. And that's evidenced here for me with the fulfillment of wishes. This is about getting what you want, which is to be with this person at the end of the day, but also, gaining the experience of growing up and learning life's natural lessons. Both of you need to be able to go through this transitional period of becoming that butterfly. You can really even see in this picture that she's got little butterfly wings behind her. It might be faint for some of you to see, but I do feel like that's a big thing. Another thing too is that we have the number 13 here, which for me is a karmic number. The Wheel of Fortune is represented with the number 10, but something about the number 13 for me, it's my lucky number because I was born on March 13th. But it represents it for me. I think that's what it is because that number for me represents so much luck and so much good fortune, that it's always a reminder of like the good is yet to come. There's so much more to be looking forward to. There's a lot to see ahead. But I think what you get to experience first and foremost is the concept of prosperity beginning. You two will be able to independently forge new pathways and new opportunities that when you're ready to reconnect will only make this relationship even stronger. So again, long story short, I do feel like yes is your answer. You do need to walk away from this relationship, but not forever. So let's go ahead and take some time, and we will pull some Rebel Oracle cards. Okay, these are heavy. So it says, they broke your heart. Fuck them. Just because they broke your heart now doesn't mean that they're gonna do it again in the future. But get the fuck out of your head. Get in your heart. It misses you. So stop putting so much time and effort and attention into this person. Let them be, walk on, go your own way. And when it's time for the two of you to reconnect, the fates will find its way. So trust and believe that that is what is meant to have happen for you. Okay, let's go ahead and pull a few tea leaf oracles. I do feel like we're going to be needing some from this deck. The deck is just way too big for me to shuffle on my own, or shuffle all together. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we have here lobster, financial pinch. I hope that this person didn't take advantage of you financially. There's an extra card. There is a chance of that, but it could also mean that the two of you are just needing to move on and start your own careers. Then we have target, a goal-oriented person. I feel like one of you, probably you, is the more responsible of the two. And I don't think that it's going to work out right now, just simply because they're not ready to step up to the level that you're at. They're not done being at their space, being at the bar that they've set for themselves. You set a bar that's much higher that you're working towards, and they need to take the time to catch up. We have your tent, again, reaffirming temporary situation. This is not always going to be the case, that the two of you will not always be split up forever. And then finally, we have lion, time to act. Another thing that I've thought of too is that this person may even be a Leo. So they could be very into their vanity. They might be, again, like just kind of enjoying their younger years, what might feel like their peak years. But otherwise, it could be taken as what the message is saying, which is about taking action now. So, okay, that's going to go ahead and end it for today's reading. Thank you so much, group number 2, for joining me in today's session. I really do hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments below what group you picked, and let me know, what messages resonated with you. I really love seeing that feedback. And if you are interested in joining me for the Patreon only group, I have a description box in there below. I do like creating those groups in particular because the Patreon channel is, a much smaller set of people. So I feel like it's a lot easier to get more fine-tuned information generated for a smaller set of people. So there might also be some really useful information for you in there if you do feel called to join me in that session. Also, if you did enjoy today's reading and you would like to show support or show some kind of energetic exchange, I am accepting tips or donations via Venmo or Cash App down below. So I've got all of that linked in the description, as well as links that lead you to how to get connected with me for a private reading. So thank you so much, group number 2, for joining me in today's session. I really do hope that you were able to find some resonating messages in today's session. I send all my light and love to you today, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, welcome group number 3 to your reading today. You picked this green calcite stone. So we're going to go ahead and pull up in these cards, see if we can help you with your particular situation and help you understand yes or no in regards to your question. So let's get started. We have here the 6 of Pentacles reversed. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Chariot reversed. Then for Archangel Tarot, we have the 4 of Gabriel, or the 4 of Wands. Time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. Then we have the 6 of Michael. It is the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. Next, we have the Wheel, or Archangel Jeremiel. It says, new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. And then with Psychic Oracle, we have love begins. Memories of love, very interesting. And finally, truth. Okay, so I feel like for those of you that picked group number 3, I believe this is in relation to whether or not you should move. I think for some of you that picked this group, it might be whether or not you should move in with a particular partner of yours. Maybe if it's a significant other or a roommate or what have you. For you, I do feel like the answer is yes, that you should move in with one another. Even though it feels like finances are really difficult, it feels like there's not a lot of progression going on in your life. There's a lot of cards here that are pointing towards the need for travel, the need for change and relocation in particular, because where you currently are right now is no longer serving you and your better good. I do feel like where you currently are is leaving you with remnants of a past relationship or past issues that you might have been dealing with. I think it's keeping you stuck in the past is really how I feel. And getting yourself relocated and into a new space is going to really represent like a major chapter in your life that will allow you to essentially unlock like the new map of your life. Like a lot of, I really use this analogy a lot, I've been noticing lately, where I'm using this idea of like you're playing a video game and there's parts of the video game where you have to look at a map and understand like where you need to go in order to complete certain missions or quests or what have you. And it feels like the more that you're playing the game, well, in the beginning of the game, the majority of the map is like cloudy. You can't really see what's going on. You can't really tell, you can't really tell what you're supposed to do there, what's going on. It's almost as if like you're not able to see the future because those are parts of the map that only are revealed to you once you have completed certain achievements. And, with tarot, I really do feel like, or at least like, in life in general, it really does feel very similar where, we have this map of our lives and certain areas are clouded over and we just don't understand what they are yet, not because we're not supposed to know or that we're not ever allowed to go over there. It's just that we haven't completed the job that we need to complete. We haven't completed the current mission in order to be able to move on. I feel like you've completed your mission where you are, and it's almost as if like the part of the map has been, like the clouds have been removed and it's been time for you to go on to the next location for some time, but something has been holding you back. And so I do feel like, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, has started taking matters into its own hands. And it started to kind of guide you on the path, right? So first and foremost, let's start off with these cards. So Six of Pentacles. Pentacles is referring to the element of earth. So this is talking about all things related to finances, career, material possessions. Six of Pentacles in particular usually talks about sharing the wealth or having enough finances to not have to worry about, living paycheck to paycheck. Seeing this in the reverse for me tells me that there is that current stress, that finances are a big factor in your life right now, or something that you're constantly thinking about, constantly worrying about, most specifically. Chariot reversed. Chariot in the upright usually represents progression or hard work that leads to success. And seeing this reversed, I'm burping because that's the truth, is also telling me that there is not a lot of progress being made. There's not a lot of success being found. It's almost as if like you've outgrown your current situation. Page of Wands represents an incoming opportunity or some kind of message, some kind of sign or symbol from the universe in particular that's saying, hey, it is now time for you to move on. It is time for you to start traveling and start moving on to the next chapter of your life. And that's what brings us to the Four of Gabriel, which is talking about the concept of a new home. Four of Gabriel, you can see that it also can even represent like weddings or marriages or some kind of union between people. There is the 1111 symbol, which represents twin flames and soulmates, so it can sometimes be seen as that kind of a union. But otherwise, it's also meant to be represented as like a celebration, okay? And it's also an opportunity to release the troubles from the past. Furthermore, with the Six of Michael, this is also known as the Six of Swords. I can see this coming through in a number of different ways. It depends on the context of the cards around it, right? So Six of Cards can represent someone coming in with a helping hand, whether it's someone like physically in this life or spirit, or I can also sometimes see it being represented in toxic relationships. Now, luckily for you, obviously I'm seeing this in the latter. I'm seeing this as a helping hand coming through. And again, take note that this card does specifically talk about relocating or traveling somewhere that's better suited for you. specifically with someone else by your side. You're working together in partnership with someone else. Now, the wheel, again, new beginnings, a new chapter, the end of an old era, the moving on into the next. So this is something that's going to be bringing you a lot of happiness ahead. Now, the interesting thing, the memories of love and love begins, I do feel like this is talking about being hooked on a past relationship or being stuck on something that happened to you in the past. And I do feel like what's going on right now is that feeling is playing a role in your current relationship and potentially, putting a damper on things, putting some kind of pressure on things. I feel like your current relationship is under a bit of a pressure cooker. And I do think, unfortunately, because there's a comparison game being played here. I feel like there's a lot of what you are feeling in your heart and in your head are getting confused. And I think it's because in your mind, what has happened in past relationships might feel like, I feel like what you're doing is you're hearing or seeing things that your significant other or the roommate is saying to you and wondering whether or not it's a red flag, wondering whether or not it's something that you need to be concerned about. And I mean, my honest opinion is that they're coming from a place of authenticity and sincerity. And yes, they're not perfect themselves. I was looking at my CoStar app today, and the quote of the day said something like, often the people we love don't come in the way that we ideally expect them to be. And so that just goes to show that, everybody's human. No one's perfect. But I do not believe that this person is the same kind of toxicity or even toxic at all in comparison to what you've had to go through in the past. Truth represents honesty for me in this scenario. I do feel like this is someone who's being genuine. This is someone who cares about you deeply, and they want to see you succeed, most importantly. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll do a quick shuffle with the Rebel Oracle as well as the Tea Leaf Oracle. So let's see what they have to say today. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we have, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. Be patient with yourself. You've been going through a lot. And yes, the things of the past have brought you to where you are now, but also recognize where you are. Find gratitude in the things that you do have, and the fact that you're in such a beautiful relationship with someone who cares so deeply about you, and allow that to take precedent in your life right now. The next is eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. I do feel like it's like a bit of a tangent in comparison to everything that we've been talking about, but I think it's still true, which is just remember to take care of yourself. Again, you are the best thing that has ever happened to you. You deserve the love and attention and care that I think that you want to be giving to your partner. That's something too to mention about the Six of Pentacles, is that it does talk about nurturing other people, caring for other people. And you can't be that person unless you are caring for yourself first. Oh, let's check out what these have to say. So we have crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So, again, new chapter vibes, new opportunities vibes that could be taken metaphorically or literally. That would be very fun if either. Then we have owl, good advice from a wise person. Listen to this advice in particular. It's going to get you where you need to go. And then finally, bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. So you're going to get past this chapter of your life. You're going to get past this phase of your life. And that's also kind of with the owl, I was thinking about Six of Michael. Not only could this be representing your significant other, but it could also be representing, like I said, anybody coming in with a helping hand. So listen to the signs from the universe. Listen to the words of people who care about you, who have experience and wisdom within this particular situation. They know what they're talking about. and honest, it always rings true. So thank you so much, my loves, for joining me in today's session. I truly do hope that you were able to enjoy it and find some answers today, find some resonating messages for you today. If you do feel called, I would love to hear your opinion. So please let me know in the comments what group you picked and what messages resonated most deeply for you. I always love having those conversations with people in the comments section. If you do feel called to join me in the Patreon reading, you can find the link to that in the description below. I do find that because it is a smaller group of people, that we do tend to get more specific information that is very useful to people. So if that is something that calls you, feel free to join us there. Or if you did really appreciate this reading and you would like to provide some kind of energetic exchange, I am accepting tips or donations to my Cash App or Venmo accounts, also located in the description box, where you can also find information on how to get started with me in a private reading. So thank you so much, my loves, for joining me in today's session. I really do hope you were able to find some good insight today. I wish you all my light and love, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.